All right, let's jump right in. Get this. I want you to picture two guys. They're both in their early 30s. They make the exact same amount of money, but financially, they might as well be living on different planets. One of them looks like he's absolutely crushing it. The other guy, well, he just looks normal. But here's the twist. One is secretly going broke, and the other, he's secretly building a fortune. So on one side, you've got Marcus. He's pulling in 85 grand a year, and boy does he show it. He's got a brand new $55,000 truck. His Instagram, it's basically a commercial for fancy restaurants and exotic trips. I mean, to the outside world, this guy is winning at life. Then you've got Tyler. Same salary, 85K. But he's driving a 5-year-old Toyota Camry. His life looks fine, normal, nothing special. But here's what's really going on behind the scenes. Marcus? He's got maybe $400 to his name and is sweating bullets hoping his next paycheck doesn't bounce. Tyler, on the other hand, has zero debt and is quietly, without any fanfare, stacking thousands of dollars every single month. So what gives? What's the real difference between these two? It's not their income, right? We already established that. It's not some lucky break. It's a choice. A really simple but powerful choice about what to do with the money that comes in. See, one guy chose to perform wealth, to put on a show. The other chose to actually build it. And that single choice, well, it leads to wildly different outcomes. Which brings us to a number that honestly should be a massive wake-up call for all of us.
All right, let's zoom out for Marcus for a minute because the path he's on, it's not unique. It's actually the default path. It's what most people consider normal. But this normal path, it leads to a place that is, frankly, pretty terrifying when you start thinking about retirement.
$88,000. That's it. Just let that number sink in for a second. This isn't just some random figure I pulled out of a hat. No, this number is a critical piece of data that basically tells the future for millions and millions of people who are on that normal financial path.
And the key word here is median. Okay, what does that mean? It means if you lined up every single American retiree from the person with $0 to the richest person in the world, $88,000 is what the person smack dab in the middle has saved up. This is super important because it's not an average that's all messed up by a few billionaires at the top. This is the real boots-on-the-ground reality for the typical person.
So you might be thinking, okay, 88 grand, that's something, right? Well, let's see what that actually gets you. There's a standard rule of thumb in finance called the 4% rule. Basically, it says that to make sure your money lasts through retirement, you should only take out about 4% of your total nest egg each year. So let's run the numbers, shall we? And here's where it gets really brutal. That comes out to less than $300 a month. I'm going to say that again. Less than $300 a month. I mean, just think about that. How are you supposed to cover your groceries, your rent, your healthcare, life on that? Especially when retirement could last 20, 25, even 30 years. It's not a plan. It's a disaster waiting to happen. So you have to ask, how on earth does someone end up in this position? It's not usually from one single catastrophic mistake. It happens because the normal way of living, the path Marcus is on, is basically a financial trap disguised as the American dream. I mean, look at the data. The average payment on a new car right now, over $700 a month. Sound familiar? That's Marcus's truck payment right there. The average household is spending more than $5,500 a month, which, doesn't leave a whole lot left over for saving. And on top of it all, they're carrying over $9 grand in credit card debt at insane interest rates. And the craziest part, none of this is seen as bad. This is just normal. All right, so if normal is a trap, if that path leads to a dead end, there has to be another option, right? There's got to be an escape route. So how do you actually break out of that cycle and choose a completely different destination for your life? And this is that different path. And this is where we get back to our other guy, Tyler. See, his whole approach isn't about looking rich. It's about quietly, consistently, methodically becoming rich. It's about choosing to build actual, real-deal wealth instead of just putting on a show. And there's this quote that I think just nails it. It completely reframes how you should think about money. It's not about your paycheck. It's about your savings rate. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. The actual habit of putting money away and building that foundation, that is so much more powerful than having a huge salary with absolutely nothing to show for it at the end of the month. And for Tyler, this isn't just theory. This is what his choices look like in cold, hard cash. Because he skipped the massive truck payment, didn't go for the super expensive apartment, and just generally avoided spending money to impress people,
He has almost $2,400 left over. Not a year, every single month. That right there is the gap between Marcus and Tyler, and it was created by a bunch of small, simple, intentional choices. Okay, now, if you're watching this and you're in your 20s or 30s, you need to lean in. This is, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole thing for you, because what you do with that gap, that leftover money, it gets supercharged by the most powerful financial weapon you will ever have. And it's not money, it's time. Just look at how this plays out. You've got Marcus living paycheck to paycheck. He saves zip, nothing. His net worth is flatlined. But Tyler, he takes that $2,400 a month and invests it. Let's see what happens. After just 10 years, thanks to the magic of compounding, he's sitting on nearly $500,000. Wait 20 years, he's at almost $2 million. And if he keeps it up for 30 years, we're talking over $5 million. This isn't some kind of lottery win. This is just math. It's patience. And it's the absolutely mind-blowing power of giving your money time to grow. So when you boil it all down, it comes to this. It's a choice. And it really has almost nothing to do with the size of your paycheck. You've got two clear paths in front of you. Path number one is the performance. It's the new truck, the fancy dinners. It's trying to get likes from people who, let's be honest, probably aren't even paying that much attention. Path number two is freedom. Real freedom. The freedom to tell your boss to take a hike if you want. The freedom to handle any emergency that comes your way. The freedom to design a life that's actually yours. So the only real question left is, which one are you going to build?